If there's one exercise you want to do on a consistent basis to really kind of see where are you heading in the next 10 years, is to continuously review and assess who are you surrounding yourself with. Because here is what I know, you would become, and you are, the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. And those people might not be physically close to you, because if you follow someone, if you're influenced by someone, and you follow their posts, their social media, their newsletters, you spend time with that person. I am mentored by John Maxwell many times in person when we are in Orlando, but also through his books, his emails, his podcasts, his audiobooks, his courses. All that, it's still spending time with John Maxwell. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I have my circle of trustees, my circle of friends, I have people around me, I know who these people are. But we're not talking about the people closest to you physically. It's more or less closest to you mentally and intellectually. Like, where do you spend your time? Right? If you look at a family setup, you could say, well, my closest people is my close family, my wife, Florina, my son Adam, my parents, my wife's parents, right, my brother and his family. So these are the closest family members. But we don't really spend a lot of time together. Like with Florina and Adam, absolutely. They're 2 people that are shaping me and my future because I spend the most time with them. But then next to them is not necessarily my parents. My parents are in Romania. We are in the Nordics here in Sweden and Denmark. We don't spend a lot of time together. We talk every week, a couple of times on WhatsApp, maybe 20 minutes, 1 hour. But that's 1 hour out of the week. My brother, we talk regularly, but again, it's not a huge influence. So it might look like the people closest to us in our family and in our business are actually influencing us. But be mindful of the fact that you might spend time on your mobile phone, on your devices, following people that are not physically close to you, but they are impacting your future. So do you tend to maybe watch the news? Do you tend to check the news? Do you tend to see what's going on in the world? Or do you listen to books? Do you listen to podcasts? Do you follow some thought leaders? Because every one of those people are altering who you're going to be in the future. And so, again, remind yourself of this. You would become, and you are today, the average of the 5 people that you actually spend most time with. And if you want to design your future, then you want to be very intentional of whom you spend time with. Like your time, your mental time. Who do you listen to? What do you watch? Where do you take your information from? What news do you check? Why do you do those things? And how are those things impacting you and your future? Because here is what I know. Unless you do that by design, it will happen by default. You'll be attracted to people. There will be things that will be interesting to you. And those things that will be interesting to you might not be in your best interest. They are interesting, but interesting things do not change lives. Right? You have to be very intentional if you want to take charge of your future.